Money has a strange way of revealing people's true selves. It can heal wounds, it can tear families apart, and sometimes it awakens something darker. This is the story of Claire Winters, an orphan who thought she had finally found stability, a future, a place to belong. What she didn't know was that her new life was built on a secret so dark that when it surfaced, it would tear an entire town apart. Riverside was a town split down the middle. The east side was all mansions, country clubs, and old money. The west side trailer parks, rusting factories, and families scraping to survive. At the center of it all stood the Halbrook Estate, a sprawling mansion on the river, home to the wealthiest, most feared family in town. For decades, the Halbrooks ruled Riverside like kings. Nothing happened without their approval. So when news broke that 24-year-old Claire Winters, an orphan raised in foster homes, was named sole heir to the Halbrook fortune, Riverside couldn't believe it. Claire was stunned herself. She had never known her parents, never had a family. She had worked long shifts at a diner just to get by. And now, according to Harold Halbrook's will, she was worth $200 million. Not his wife, not his children, not his grandchildren. Claire. At the reading of the will, the Halbrooks erupted. Gregory Halbrook, Harold's son, nearly flipped the table. Margaret, Harold's granddaughter, wept in shock. Eleanor, the widow, sat in stony silence, her eyes cutting through Claire like glass. "Who is this girl?" they demanded. "How could she inherit what is rightfully ours?" But the lawyers were clear. The will was airtight. Claire Winters was the heir. The town buzzed with the fairy tale story of the orphan who inherited a fortune. Reporters swarmed. Social media exploded. For a moment, Claire thought maybe her life was finally turning around, but she didn't understand the Halbrooks. Not yet. The threats began quietly. Phone calls in the night. Notes slipped under her door. A car following her home. Then came the rumors. She was a fraud. She seduced Harold. She blackmailed him. The Halbrooks spread poison through every corner of Riverside, turning admiration into suspicion. Still, Claire refused to walk away. For the first time, she had something of her own, and she wasn't about to let them steal it. Then she discovered the journals. Hidden in a safe in Harold's study, they contained decades of secrets, bribes, land theft, ruined families, and worse. Pages hinted at disappearances, violence, and blood, buried not just in ledgers, but in the earth itself. Suddenly, Claire understood why Harold had chosen her. She wasn't just his heir, she was his reckoning. When Claire confronted Eleanor, the widow didn't deny it. "Do you think wealth like ours comes clean?" Eleanor asked with a thin smile. "Harold didn't leave this to you out of kindness. He left it to curse you, to make you bear the sins of his empire." Then she leaned closer and whispered, "You won't survive us." The war for the inheritance turned violent. Her brakes were cut. Her apartment was broken into. One night, her building was set on fire while she slept. But each time, Claire survived. And each time, she grew stronger. Detective Laura Briggs, who had long suspected the Halbrooks of corruption, stepped in. Together, she and Claire pieced through Harold's journals, connecting names and dates to unsolved crimes. The more they uncovered, the clearer it became the Halbrooks had built their empire on blood. The turning point came when Margaret Halbrook, Harold's granddaughter, broke ranks. Terrified, she confessed that the family had silenced people before. Her uncle Gregory had taken care of problems when money wasn't enough. And she revealed something chilling. Buried beneath the rose gardens of the Halbrook estate were graves no one dared speak of. With Margaret's testimony and Harold's journals, everything unraveled. The FBI raided the estate. Accounts were frozen. Headlines screamed of fraud, racketeering, murder. Eleanor was charged with conspiracy. Gregory with murder. Others with embezzlement and corruption. The Halbrook dynasty collapsed overnight. For Claire, victory felt hollow. Yes, she had inherited the fortune. Yes, she had exposed the family's crimes. But the cost was her innocence. Because Harold hadn't left her the money out of love. He left it as a weapon. A tool to destroy his bloodline, knowing only an outsider could do it. Claire realized she wasn't chosen because she was special. She was chosen because she was expendable. The story spread nationwide. They called it the orphan's inheritance, a tale of greed, betrayal, and justice. But But Claire never saw it that way. To her, it was a warning. That wealth always carries a price. That family secrets never stay buried. And sometimes, the greatest gift isn't fortune, it's the chance to destroy those who never thought they could be touched. Today, the Halbrook estate lies abandoned. Windows shattered, gardens overrun with weeds. A hollow shell of power. And locals say that at night, if you listen across the river, you can still hear Eleanor's voice whispering, "You won't survive us." But Claire did. She survived. She fought. And in the end, she turned a curse into justice. The Halbrooks are gone. Their empire in ruins. And Claire Winters, the orphan no one wanted, proved that sometimes the most dangerous thing in the world isn't power or money. It's the truth.